So let's all come on up. Let me adjust my technology here. Let's go ahead and start like we normally do. Let's get in our front position. Sign respect. Step out, just take a couple breaths. And all right, so our warm-ups today, I'm going to give you a couple different levels. I know Kelly, you're rehabbing your back right now. I have a knot in my shoulder blade that always comes back, and it's choosing to spasm on me a little bit this week. So I'm going to modify what I do in some of these warm-ups as well. So the first one, we're going to do sets of threes, and it's going to be 3 high knees, 2, 3, and then we're going to hold on the third one. So that's level 1. Is I'm just going to walk with my high knees. I'm going to cross, and I'm going to hold it. If you want to add a little bit more burn, a little bit more cardio, you're going to 1, 2, 3, hold. 1, 2, 3, hold. That one's a little bit jarring for me today, so I'm going to stick with just the high knee walk. We're going to do that for about 30 seconds. Here we go. And good, about 10 more seconds. Good. Good, shake out the arms. Just did a little bit of legs. Let's get a little bit of spine rotation, hip rotation, arm rotation. Go ahead, let your arms rotate. I'm letting my back foot lift up so I can get even more circle out of what I'm doing. Good, big circles. One after the other. Switch it. Good, in and out. All right, back to the legs. Gonna get some keep that heart rate up a little bit today. A little bit of a leg burnout. So on this one, we're gonna do one-legged hops. And what I want you to try to do is, just like we're flamingoing up for our kicks, try to lift that knee above the belt, almost to your chest. Have a good solid flamingo in the foot. And what we're going to do, you have, once again, here's 3 different levels for you. 1, we're just going to go in place. That's level 1. That's our easy level. 2, you can either go front to back or side to side. 3 is going to be a combination of the second 2. So we're going to draw a little bit of a box. It's going to go front, side, back, side, around here. Yep. And then at about halfway point, we're going to switch the circles. So we're going to do 30 seconds on each leg. Once again, you can just stay here with your hop. I'm using the ball of my foot almost like a calf raise to lift up. I'm keeping that base leg bent, and I'm keeping my guard. 30 seconds one leg. We're going to do a 5-second breather in between. Then we're going to switch and bounce it out. So choose your level. Doesn't matter which leg you lift up. Clock starts and go. I'm feeling it already. All right. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that down. Shake it out. Big deep breath in. Gonna switch up those legs. Once again, even if that's still too much for you, you can work on just doing your calf raises with your leg bent, and you're still getting the same workout, just not as intense. So let's go ahead and switch those legs. You gotta bounce it out. Choose your level, whichever you want to do in place. Forward and back, side to side, or draw your box. Here we go. 30 seconds on the clock. Go. Ten seconds left. Good. Good. Shake that out. Get your breath back. Heart rate should be going pretty good right now. Let's take 3 deep breaths in. 1. Good. 2. And 3. All right. So for the next little exercise here, almost a little bit of a mini leg day here. I want to explore some twist stances, but I want to put a little bit of movement into them. And I want to get a little bit more depth, a little bit more drop, a little bit Shaolin style. So if you've seen wushu forms or classical sword forms, you'll see this deeper twist. So ideally, I want to be able to travel across the floor with this. But if I don't have a lot of room, that's okay. I can just take my step and then I can reverse it. What we're going to work on is a rear leg crossover. So my back leg is going to step behind and I'm going to get super low. So if you see me from the side, I'm not quite, but I've got maybe 2 knuckles distance between me and the ground. I'm feeling a stretch on this back leg outside hip, my IT band here. I'm also keeping my shoulders and my hips square. Now we're going to throw some coordination with that as we take our rear crossover. We're going to use hammer strikes for this exercise. So we're going to rear cross. My back leg is going to cross. My front arm is going to hammer low. I'm going to check high. Now from here, we're going to unwind, and we're going to hammer high with the opposite hand, checking mid to low. Now, once again, if I don't have room to travel, I just repeat the same exercise, and I've got my right low with my left crossover, unwind. So we're working on the same leg, the same order right now as we switch. Let's do 10 of these. Ready? 1. Drop, hit. Unwind, hammer. Drop, hit. Check. Unwind, 2. 3. I've got a little margin of gravity on that first one. A lot of torque on the second one. 5. Boom, I think that's where we're at. 6. Pop. 7. Boom. 8. Pop. 9. Boom. 10. Pow. Good. Before we switch over to the other side here, any questions on mechanics of that? It's pretty close to what we do in our Kempo movements. Slight variations on depth and execution.
I have a question, sir.
Yes.
Is it kind of like stand set? Are you supposed to be on the heel of one of your feet and the ball so that you're constantly in that horse stance? Or then are you on the balls?
So I like to think of all of our stances having their own neutral quality. So I can have my standard neutral bow, but if I'm using a takedown or a manipulation of the arm, I'm going to drop it in height. I still have those braces. The same thing with my twist stance. My base twist stance, I have the heel and the edge of my foot as a brace, and I have the ball of the foot, and they can both push off of each other from here. It's trickier to get, but you can still find it. What you'll find is whenever you drop, it's a little bit easier to maintain that other than the soreness because you're lowering your center of gravity. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Awesome. Great question. Any other questions? Everybody ready to switch sides here? Cool, let's get back into it. So we just did our right into left. Let's bounce it out left into the right 10 times. So we're hitting low, left crossover, left hammer, unwind, right. Keep on that pattern. 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice how this also gives me a great chance to pair up both arms. My checking arm and my attacking arm. Let's do 2 more just for safety. And 3. Pop. Good. So another little use for the twist stance, whether it's just for the conditioning and the stretch, or you want to explore some of those more traditional attacking styles. All right. Since we got into a little bit of circle exploration, let's continue that just a little bit. This one, we started with the more complicated version. So now, let's move into something a little bit more basic, which is just going to be our stepping. Now, for this one, your back leg, just like it was going to rear cross, is going to take the same step counterclockwise behind you, rear crossing style. But we're going to step the whole way into our neutral bow on this one. So the whole way around and back. We're going to build up the base for all of our spins, whether they're upper body or lower body right now. So right now, let's just take that spin and reset. So we're going to go through and up. And I'm keeping a little bit of a connection to the ground with that foot. I'm drawing a little line around for a little extra bounce. Ready? We're going to keep our guard up too. All of these spins, last thing to keep in mind, not the last thing, but the last thing before we move, is spotting. So as I start my turn, my eyes and my head should spot onto the same spot I'm looking for balance and for target acquisition. Here we go, 10 times on the left. 1, boom, reset. 2, pop, reset, good. 3, boom, reset. 4, pop, reset. 5, boom, reset. 6, pop, reset. 7, boom, reset. 8, pop, reset. 9, boom, reset. 10, pop, good. So this is a good setup for an upper body strike or for multiple spins. If I use this footwork, I'm either setting up for a rear arm collapse strike with my elbow, or I can extend that with my back fist with my hammer. Let's switch legs. Let's get that, whatever leg you didn't use, I'll put my right leg this time around because I used my left. So same idea as my rear crossover, only it's making a full swing around. I'm not stopping. And 1, reset. 2, reset. 3, reset. 4, reset. 5, reset. 6, reset. I'm smiling because I'm wondering who's getting dizzy over there. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. So that's another reason why we're squatting. The more I can keep my eyes on a solid piece of background, the less the world's gonna spin for me. So now, let's take a little break from that. I wanna come back to those circles in a second and explore some legs with them. But I wanna get into some upper body. We haven't explored any upper body yet. And what I wanna do is take a set that we've explored, some of us multiple times, but I believe it might have been the first group of classes we did with our elbow strike combinations. So a quick review of what that looked like. We had roundhouse elbow, rising elbow, overhead, looping elbow. So today I want to give you guys a little extra, how you can add a little spice to that, a little bit of quarter beat moves. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to add an extending claw and then a hammer to each strike. It's going to look like this. So I'm going to still start with my roundhouse elbow. As I bring my rising elbow, though, I'm going to come back over with a claw strike, roundhouse claw. Now, as I drop this elbow back down to wind up my overhead, I'm going to claw down and hammer. Elbow. I'm going to finish with a hammer strike. So I have an extender after each of those moves. First 2 are going to be open hand, last one hammer. So I've got elbow, claw into elbow, hammer. Elbow, claw into elbow, hammer. Elbow, claw, elbow, hammer. Nice. Elbow, claw, elbow, hammer. Good. Now, I'm going to give everybody just a go. Does anybody need to see the full movement one more time? Got enough to work with? Awesome. So at your own pace, this is just your own exploration as far as speed, as far as how you want to blast it out. That's up to you. I'm going to give you one go, and you're going to do the whole circuit on your own. And move. Pop. Boom. Nice. Good timing, Kelly. And there you go. Nice. Should feel really good. Feels like a lot of movement that's in our techniques already. And move. Pop. If you're just going on your own, actually some of you are just going on your own, you can just keep moving through it. Yep. Nice. Nice. Yep. A little bit of brain work in there. Awesome. Good, guys. You got it. Any questions on that movement? Application, timing, you all look like you're getting it. Awesome. Let's get back into our circles then. So, boom. Bear with me. I love computers. Be good to me here. And there we go. Hey, sometimes you win. All right. So, same basic movement we had with that back foot stepping through. Only difference this time is we're gonna lift our knee up. I want you to put maybe a 5 height fence right next to your front leg. And when this back leg comes over, it's got to clear that fence to land back down. We're going to reset it with a step through. We're going to do the same motion. I still want to keep my guard up. I still want to keep my eyes forward as I make my step. Keys for spinning on one leg, just like if I'm normally posting on one leg. I want to keep that sync. The more I bend that knee, the more I'm screwing into the ground rather than letting my energy rise up. All right, here we go. I'm starting on my left leg. I like to start with my trickier leg first, whichever one you want to start with. And 1, up and over, reset. 2, up and over, reset. 3, boom, reset. 4, remember to squat, remember to breathe. 5, 6. Actually, the last 4, here's your challenge. We're not going to stop in the front. I want you to put the fence on both sides, and I want you to land back down where you started. So that's our second half challenge, and I'm going to restart the count for 5. Ready? 1, up and back around. 2, up and back around. 3, up and back around. See how close to the starting point you can finish. 4 and 5, up and back around. Good. Shake that out. Switch legs. Same start for the first 5. We're going to land forward. Second 5, we want to finish right where we ended up. Here we go. 1, up over that fence. Reset. 2, up over. 3, up over. Turn that head fast. 4 and 5, up over. Good. Now, try to get back to where you started. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. So for all of these, just like if I'm doing my base kicks, we have a big tendency to use our upper body to try to activate the lower body or activate our strengths. And while there is the ability to coordinate the same side, what I really want you to think about, especially in those spins, is let the flamingo be the main thruster. It helps get my hips where they are. It's the push up and lift off that's going to send me around. So this basic idea we can use for any of our thrusting leg kicks. So when I talk about thrusting leg kicks, that's going to be anything that has a bent knee, right? So I can use this for my spinning side. I can also use it for my spin back. It's just where the circle ends into the line. Any questions on the circles we are using? Just a little bit of leg movement that can help you fine tune all of your spins. Yay, nay? Awesome. All right. Last little idea before we go into, I want to spice up one of the coordination Kempo hand ideas that we had. This is your own exploration on this one. You're gonna partner 2 of those ideas together. You're either gonna go knee up, step, or you're gonna go step, knee. So now we're looking at partnering our upper body with the lower body. Got 30 seconds to try it on your own. And you can just do the footwork if you want, or you can start putting attacks with it. Your own exploration. This is your science lab. Make it up. This is the art part of it. Nice. Yep, no wrong. Cool thing is no wrong answers. There you go. Cool, guys. Awesome. All right. Come on back up. So now I'm going to take the idea of our Kempo hands that we looked at already, I believe, end of last week, right? We also explored, I think, similar ideas with open hands. You can really switch those to any weapons that you want. What I'm going to give you today is an enhanced version of that, where we're going to put in some lower body with it, and we're going to go from a little bit more practical stance. So we're going to start this movement with our reverse arm, that punch again. My second two, I'm going to keep hammers, just to simplify it because the movement's going to get tricky. So what this is going to look like is going to be forward bow punch, or you can break the bow, whatever feels smoother for you. Now, I'm going to come up and I'm going to back fist as I step together, and I'm going to switch forward bow. Let me adjust that. I just mapped this out today, so I might have a trial and error for you. Boom, 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 pop, pop. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, forward bow, step in, switch, forward, step, hammer, punch, hammer, hammer, punch, hammer, hammer, punch, hammer, hammer, punch. Try just that much. I've got a little advanced version. That's level 1. I broke this down into 2 levels here. You need to see that again, Lindsay? Okay. So I've got my punch, think of alternating maces. But when I put this hammer out again, I'm going to bring the back foot up. Now as I step back, I'm going to hammer with the other arm, and then I'm going to repeat the process. Check over top, step together, hammer, hammer as I step back again, punch. You can also play around with, if you want to explore back fists with that second arm instead of hammers, that also works. That's open. If you want to open up the hands from your check, this is an open exploration. We're just going to use the blueprint. There you go. Yep. This is definitely one that's going to need to move slow first. Let's see if I can pull off level 2. Like I said, I just worked it out in my brain yesterday. Boom, boom. There we go. All right. So this is for you brown belts out there and those that are close that are starting to work on your spreads and your universal ideas. We're going to ramp this up a little bit. So we're going to stay in our neutral or forward to neutral for the first 2 strikes. We're going to go forward, neutral. How did I do it? I already took my step up. Forward and neutral. There we go. Now, hammer check. Some of you have seen this in your technique. Switch, forward, neutral, hammer check, switch. Now I'm getting it. Forward, neutral, hammer check, switch. I'm using a little bit of a circle on this one. forward, neutral, swinging pendulums, switch, almost a little bit of long form 2 idea in there. Forward, neutral, I actually have to go through this one slow. Universal, switch. Boom, boom, pop, pop. There's your flow. Boom, 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 pop, pop. So there's a universal switching idea in there. A little brain teaser for the day. There you go, Adam. Nice. Yep. There it is, Armine. There you go, Sarah. Yep, you guys are getting it. Good. Any questions so far on anything we worked on? Thumbs up, hands up, raise the roof. Awesome. All right. So before we get into some technique exploration today, I was talking about some conditioning ideas that you can work on your own, since we don't have a partner to work with. And let's look at a little full body as much as we can. Let's start with one of the easier, one of the more basic conditioning, the arms. Now, I want you to start with your hammer. This is going to be 2 parts learning process for you. One is you get to feel different parts of the arm and what are some good targets. And 2, you get to feel some resistance against your weapon to see if you're hitting. Are you hitting with the pinkies, which is going to end up hurting your weapon, or are you hitting with that bottom part? So remember, this is your own power. You go as hard or as soft as you want to. If you're saying, hey, I really missed that contact, give yourself a little bit of love. If you want to explore a little bit deeper, take your 2 knuckles, work your 2 knuckles. So I can work on the bone part of my forearm. I can work on the soft part. I can see where those nerves are in the arm. So there's your arm. Work it the whole way around. Yep, I can work my chops. Same idea. Now to get the outside of the arm, we can work our ridge like we were practicing yesterday. And I'm going to bring that ridge back towards me. It's the same idea of me checking back in on a lot of my strikes as well. Only now I'm going to give it some power, making sure that thumb's out of the way. I can even go into that flat of the arm as well, working on that ridge strike. A little bit of self-conditioning. So that's, let's go about 5 more seconds, and we'll let that arm alone. So on this one, I worked my hammers, I worked my 2 knuckles, whether it's vertical or horizontal. I could even go some back 2 knuckle. I get a chance to work my hammers, my chops, and my ridges. Once again, if you're finding you're hurting your weapon, go a little bit lighter, go a little bit slower till you find where that is. And the cool thing about this, if you can find those weapons and those targets on an awkward positioning like yourself, it should help you out on another human body. Switch up that arm if you haven't yet. Give that other arm some love. Remember the biceps up there too. You can even work some palm strikes into those bigger targets. Good. Now let's start working a little bit in towards the body. Go a little bit lighter at first because you're going to find some targets fast. The easiest way to do this is with your hammers, and you don't need a lot of space to find that target. And if you want, here's a chance to try some of that last minute torque that we were working on yesterday. So see where those lung meridians are on yourself. You can even find them on the side here. It doesn't take that much power if you're hitting the right target. Find your bladder. See if you can find that liver. There it is. Open it up. See if you can find some heel palm. Chops. Same idea. Good. Before we move any lower, let's go back up. The easiest for this one, we're going to go a little bit of neck conditioning. Let's stay away from the throat today, so we're going to go to the side. We're going to use those ridge again, because it's, we can use the chops if we want to, but you're going to find a little bit more range of motion with those ridge. And since we don't use them a whole lot, let's give them some practice. I'm going super light. There's no need to damage myself. Yeah, everybody knows your own body. If you want to go a little bit deeper, turn your head. See if you can tap that mastoid process. Just give it a light touch. I'm not knocking myself out, so I'm seeing stars. I'm just getting the blood up to the surface of the skin and giving all those muscles some love. Should feel really good if you're feeling stiff as well. All right, come on back up. Let's go down lower body now. First thing I want to do, hammers are obvious, but you have a little chance to practice your pressing palm. I'm going to give you a warning on this one. It doesn't take much. I was trying these out before we started class today, and it doesn't take much to jam that front of the thigh with the blade. So practice these at a slow to medium to start out. What I'm going to do, just like we did our knee touches across, I'm going to lift my knee up to meet, and I'm going to use the Shuto palm. That means I'm using both the edge and the flat to meet. So as it comes up, I'm going to catch that with my own pressing palm. And you'll get a good strike in there without having to try. I'm not using my fingers. Switch them up, give that other leg some love on the thigh. And you'll see if you do catch with a good braced arm, it does have an ability to bite there a little bit. Good, you can switch it up, use some hammers. These are a little bit lighter. Use some chops. Good. Get the inside of the thigh. Good chance to practice that pullback, not exaggeration, but accent of the end of the strike, right when you get to your hip. Remember, we're not trying to damage ourselves. We're just getting the blood to the surface. Maybe get those muscles loosened up a little bit and get some of that hitting that we're missing a little bit. So on this one, on the quad here, I'm going to use my chicken wrist, just because this is a good chance to catch that action in the back here and see if you can find that little accent onto the quad. Good. I can also use the same idea with that low palm, accenting the palm at the end. Switch legs if you haven't yet. Good. Last but not least, let's get those calves. So on this one, go ahead and lift up your heel like you're going to do a heel kick to the groin, and then you can take whatever weapon you want to meet it with. It doesn't take much for the calf, so go slow, go light with this one. Meet it as it comes up. A little bit of balance, a little bit of practice in our heel kicks as well. This can also give you the timing of hitting that groin and popping back down. Switch legs. Now we all look like we're clogging, river dancing. Good. Come on up. So while we don't get to see each other and hit each other, hopefully that gives you a tool to feel a little bit of those strikes and explore targeting on your own, get to practice with those weapons. Any questions on that? Anything you were finding? Any comments, questions? Pretty straightforward stuff. Kelly, Kelly says it almost felt like you were hitting me. Good. Just have to use your imagination a little bit sometimes. Good. Last little bit of class here. Like I said, I'm not really giving you guys anything new as far as what we looked at so far in our classes, just a way to enhance it and broaden it a little bit. So with that same idea, I want to take some of the sets that we looked at, coordination set, finger set, and how do you start making use of that in your technique ideas for a little bit of exploration on your own. So first, I want to go to something basic. I want to go to delayed sword. I know you guys are saying, oh my gosh, delayed sword again. We've done that 100 times this week. But we're gonna add some special sauce today. So two ideas before we get into the technique. I'm not going to do it again because I know you all know it. But coordination. So when I'm kicking with a leg to the front, I use opposites. So what we're going to do here is, in our delayed sword, and I'll mirror it with you guys. I'm still going to go for my check. You can play it in your brain however you want to, whether you're making it a push or a punch, and you're double factoring that, or you're making it your check and grab back arm. But now this arm isn't going to lay dormant. Whenever you take your kick, you're going to strike up into the face. This is your chance to explore. If you want to do a little bit of finger set, you can make that a poke. If you want to be safer, you can just keep the hand open since it's already open, and then explore an open hand strike, and then we're going to finish with that same shot. So all we're doing is we're putting a little insert, we're making that checking hand more active, and we're putting another tool in our toolkit. So a few more times with you guys, just so you can see the timing of that. I've still got my step in my block. I'm going to shoot opposites with that kick, and I'm going to finish with that strike. Two more times. So I've got one poker palm kick chop. One more. And boom, pop, boom. Let's check it out. Let's see what how you guys are moving here. On your own. Boom, boom. Yep. Yep. There you go, Lindsay. Nice. Yep. It's cool when you know the technique and you get to just play with it a little bit. Awesome. Boom. You guys got that one. And so the easiest way for that checking hand for a job for that hand is your finger set exploration. So since the check is usually an open hand, anything from that open hand set, poke, claw, whip is going to be your easiest insert in there. Let's take another one. This one we can explore the orange sheet or the yellow sheet. Let's start with Sword of Destruction. So same idea. I've still got my step back and block. Now, when you take your kick, we're going to put something in here. I can make this, once again, a spear. I can work on my finger whip if I want to. I can just make this a palm strike in. That's going to be your exploration. But at the same time I kick, I'm going to let that check hand get a job here, and then I'm going to finish with my chop. You can, if you want to take that technique, you can take that technique. If you want to explore more of a sword and hammer, as this block comes out, I'm going to shoot this strike. I'm going to finish with my hammer and then my elbow strike. Same concept, just a different technique. Go ahead and explore it. Boom. Pop. Yep. There you go. Coordination set and finger set at work. Nice, guys. Looking awesome. Let's get one more idea off of this. And some of you have seen this before, but anytime I have a grab back, so we'll look at our most basic on mace of aggression, and then we'll make it a little bit more advanced with some raking mace. Is anytime I have my grab back, I can go right to it. That's always a safe bet. If I keep my same speed and I just exaggerate my circle, now I've got a little bit of an incidental strike on the way to that grab. So within my, let me adjust this again. Within my grab back, I have the ability, and it's almost easier to throw this away and not even think about it as a strike. Instead of thinking, I'm going to hit you on the way to my grab, just make the path of your motion bigger, but your intent is still to get to that grab, because it's really only going to be a shocking movement. So breaking it down for our more basic technique, I've got my bigger motion into my grab, and so I have a little bit of shock right before my and of course, if you know the rest of the technique, you can finish it as it goes. Now, if you want to add a little bit of coordination set to that finger set idea, anytime I take a step, an exaggerated step is a knee, an exaggerated knee is a kick. So depending on my distance, I can throw a kick in there with that extension. It might be close range, so I might use more of a flat of the foot old man kick, and then I land with my merit of gravity again. So there's, once again, my finger set, my coordination set to start off my technique. But now let's advance that. Actually, go ahead. I'll give you guys a couple seconds to explore that. Some of you were working through it before I burned through. Lindsay, did you hear what we were working on? And Adam, I saw you guys just probably joined back in. We had a little connection issue. Do you need me to explain that again?
Yeah, I don't. You've been kind of freezing every now and then, so I feel like I'm missing a few things.
Absolutely. So the idea is, I'm gonna give this explanation one more time here, just because we had a couple rejoin us. Anytime I grab back, here's my basic grab back, because I'm going right to that arm. Now, if I think about, I'm not going to think about hitting this person in front of me. If I just think about extending that circle, if there's a face right here, I catch him on the way over, and it's going to be a shocking strike. So my timing for that is, boom. I still want it to be as fast as the grab. I'm just making it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to end up catching the eyes with my fingers. Boom. Yeah. And then if I want to add, so one more time, here's what that looks like. Just a bigger circle. Boom. Yeah. Now, if I want to add a little bit of coordination set with the feet, anytime I take a step, that could be a knee or a kick. So if I'm far enough away, to use the ball of the foot. If I need to compact that a little bit, I can use my old man kick, bottom of the foot, and land into the arms after that hammer strikes. So there's my little special sauce version of Mace of Aggression. So let's ramp it up a little bit for our last idea here to finish that up, and let's look at some raking mace. So raking mace, I still have, since I'm getting pulled forward, since I'm grabbing back, I still have that eye slice or finger whip or a little shotgun blast on my way to my grab into my punch. Now, taking our idea that we worked on from delayed sword, anytime this is in motion for the next strike, I can fire this check out. And as my strike goes forward, I can bring that check back. As it drops, I've got another one. As it comes up, it can come back. Boom. So I'm just inserting, it's nothing new as far as our ideas. I'm doing this motion. I'm doing this same idea that we were practicing. My checking and my firing. And you can play with what strike you want to use. That could be, so once again, I've got my extension into my grab back. That could be a chop. That could be more of a palm into a rake. That could be my finger whip again. That's all your personal playground of exploration. And all that is putting a little extra beat in there, a little extra softener before our base moves. Nice. Good. I'm gonna to finish up today, I'm gonna unmute everybody and just open it up if you have any questions about anything we worked on today during the week so far. The floor is yours. Questions? You liked it? You didn't like it? It's awesome stuff. Like I said, nothing really new today. Just another tool of expanding what we already worked on. I hope everybody plays with their conditioning ideas a little bit till we get a chance to come back in and pop on each other and keep moving, keep staying positive, and we'll see everybody again tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Let's go ahead, and before we get our dance and the finish of the day, let's go ahead and bow out, show respect, step out. Those deep breaths in and out. And let's go ahead and salute. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Get out when you get your sun break. Yeah, happy day. We'll see you all soon.
Bye.